Infrastructure investment plan could help rewire the semiconductor industry in the U.S. Chips are the building blocks, of course, of the digital economy, powering everything from electronic devices and cars to 5G infrastructure. Certain companies ideally positioned to gain a boost from silicon nationalism, making things here in the U.S., the likes of Applied Material, KLA Corp, Lam Research, Teradyne. They all stand to gain from a hard reset when it comes to semiconductor investment. Joining us now is Vivek Arya. He's a research analyst at Bank of America Securities. Vivek, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. You argue that basically any way this cookie crumbles of infrastructure spending, winners will heavily tilt towards semiconductor companies, semiconductor manufacturing, equipment manufacturing companies, and the like. Why is that true?
Yes, thank you, Tyler. I think there are two aspects to this. First is we are in the midst of unprecedented digital transformation, that it's not just going to be a bridge or a road or broadband. It's going to be a smarter bridge, a smarter road, faster broadband. And second aspect is the competition between different countries to be more self-reliant and self-sufficient in semiconductors. You know, we think self-sufficiency in semiconductors is as important as energy independence has been in the last century. So both the aspects of transformation and competition will drive the U.S. towards more investment in semiconductors. And exactly as you also referred to, I think companies involved in semicap equipment, like the ones you mentioned, companies involved in 5G infrastructure, such as Marvell or Broadcom, or companies that are in the smarter industrial, like Texas Instruments, or automotive industries like NXP, ON, and Cree. Semiconductors are the basic building blocks of this next generation transformation.
Before I come back and get some of your favorite stocks in these various spaces, let me ask you a question about 5G. I have a phone. It happens to be made by Samsung that is a 5G ready phone. I don't know what that extra G is going to do for me as a consumer. So my question is 5G and its potential built more on what it can do for consumers, individuals like you and me, or is it what it's going to do for businesses and their processes and their ability to deliver or create?
Sure. So 5G will have three different applications or something new to it. First of all, it's just faster mobile broadband, right? Every generation has brought us another step up in speeds. So if 4G was able to deliver a few tens of megabits a second, 5G can take that up by a factor of 10. So faster broadband, and every time there is more we can do within our smartphone, there is a whole ecosystem of app developers who can take advantage of it, whether it's gaming or AR, VR, or other applications. Second aspect is that 5G is unique in that the spectrum can be carved up for other applications, whether it is in autonomous cars, whether it is connecting a lot of cameras and other sensors that will be used by connected industry. So 5G has multiple applications, but the key is that today, China is leading in 5G. Last year, they had 70% of the global deployment of 5G base stations. So that's why we feel that as the U.S., through the new C-band spectrum auctions that were done recently, or Europe, as they start to catch up, that's really a positive for semiconductor companies who are involved.
It's a question really of speed, and I have to say that the 5G on the company I use is intermittent. It's not everywhere, number one. Number two, so it's a question of speed. It's also a question of the connected world. Let's go to some of the stocks that you think will benefit most under this growth tailwind that you see coming for semiconductor equipment makers. Give me two or three names.
Sure. The top one would be Applied Materials. Semicap equipment is our preferred area of investment this year. They are the ultimate, quote-unquote, arms dealers to all the digital transformation. The second area that we like a lot is automotive. NXP semiconductor is a key in that. And then the third is 5G infrastructure. And Marvell is the one that we really like because it is exposed to almost every base station vendor that will help us exploit all these new spectrum and the auctions that have gone on. So those three would be the ones that would be on the top of the list.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.